friends, and welcome to my channel. Hope everyone is having a great weekend. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day. Do you have any plans for tonight? It's Saturday. Are you doing anything fun with your Valentine? I am celebrating Valentine's Day. I'm going over to a friend's house and spending some time with some girlfriends I haven't seen in a while. I'm really excited about it. With this COVID stuff, it's hard to keep up with my friends because we're all trying to be safe. So what are your plans? Anything fun? So today is a weigh-in day. We're also going to start talking about sleep apnea and some scary statistics and some signs that you want to look for to see if you have it or not. If you like what you're watching, please subscribe to my channel, give me a like, thumbs up, hit the bell for notification of my upcoming videos, maybe share this video, help a girl out, and let's dive right on into our sleep apnea. So how many of you know what sleep apnea is? I was shocked to realize not a lot of people do understand or know what this disease is. So what happens is when you are sleeping, you actually stop breathing. And I'm not talking about once or twice at night. I'm talking about multiple times in an hour. And why this is a problem is because this isn't letting our body get into that deep sleep, so we're not able to actually recharge during the night, and we're not getting a good night's sleep. Now, there are 3 different types of sleep apnea. There's the obstructive sleep apnea, and that happens when you fall asleep and your tongue goes into the back of your throat and closes off your airway, and then you're not getting any oxygen, and your brain's like, what's going on? I need some oxygen. Hey, wake up. I need some oxygen. And your brain actually wakes you up. Now, it can happen, as I said, several times, and you may know you've woken up, or a lot of times you don't realize. It wakes you up just enough to get you breathing. The next one is called central sleep apnea, and this one I think is the scariest because this is where your brain forgets to tell your body to breathe. The third one is actually just a combination of both of these. Now, I have obstructive sleep apnea, which means that my tongue is shutting off my airway and I'm not being able to breathe. So there is a therapy about this, and we're going to dive into that in our next video. So there are several signs of sleep apnea, and some of them on their own are just not related to sleep apnea, but when you start piling them up together, it is a sign that you may have it, and you should probably consult your doctor. So if you are a loud snorer, you're either a loud snorer or it is a sign of sleep apnea. Have you ever slept with someone and they have told you that you have stopped breathing throughout the night? Because actually, a person who's with you during the night and sleeping with you can hear you stop breathing. Another sign is if you wake up and you're coughing or you're gasping for breath or you're choking. These are all signs that you may have sleep apnea. If you awake in the morning with a really dry mouth, that's a sign. If you wake up multiple mornings with a headache, and this is something I actually did have, it is a sign of sleep apnea. And why it is a sign is because there's actually a buildup of CO2 in your blood because you're not breathing correctly, and that's giving you a headache. Okay, so you have difficulty staying awake during the day. And I'm not talking like once a week or here and there. I'm talking almost every day. You have problems staying awake and you have to have a nap. Another sign is if you have problems focusing or paying attention, or you're falling asleep anywhere, that's a big sign of sleep apnea. And one of the last symptoms is if you're irritable. And I'm not talking like once in a while, I'm talking every day you're a little bit irritable and not really yourself. It's estimated that about 18 million people have sleep apnea and only 20% of those are diagnosed. And this diagnosis, it's not that hard. You just take a sleep test, and then if they do diagnose you with it, then they put you on what's called a CPAP, which is treatment for sleep apnea, and they calibrate it. They're able to get your CPAP and get your therapy going. So there's an index for them to diagnose exactly how severe your sleep apnea is. If you have mild sleep apnea, you stop breathing 5 to 14 times in an hour. If you have moderate, it's 15 to 29 times an hour. And if you have severe, it's 30 and up. I've heard of people stopping over 100 to 200 times in an hour. Now you can see where this after time can actually be a real problem and can be detrimental to your health. It can also hurt your way of life and your quality of life. So you want to really see your doctor if you think you have this. Now here are some really scary statistics that sleep apnea can cause your body. When you have sleep apnea and you're not treating it, you have 140% more chance of having heart failure. You have 60% more chance of having a stroke, and you have 30% more chance of having coronary heart disease. And that's not counting the percentage that you already have of possibly having these. This is on top of that. Sleep apnea compounds these. And so we really want to make sure we get treated. So in our next video, we are going to dive into the different ways to treat sleep apnea. And I've been thinking about it, and I think it's time that I have you guys meet George. George has a very special place in my heart, and I think I'm ready for you guys to meet George. He has been life-changing, and I don't know where I would be in my life without him. So check out next week's video to meet George. Now, let's go on to our weight loss. So this week we had the Super Bowl, and many of us may went to small little Super Bowl parties, and I did, and there were some very delicious num-nums. And I ate some of those num-nums, and they were delicious, but they were not good for my waistline. And I did see it on the scale, but I don't regret doing it. I took less than I would have had I not been on this health journey. So I think that's a win. And this week I had some real wins in yoga. And I don't know how many of you saw my Facebook post, but I was able to do a modified version of dancer's pose, which is something that is on my vision board and I'm trying to accomplish. It's one of my goal poses that I want to do. And I was able to do a modified version, so I was really, really excited about that. So this week I lost 0.2 pounds, and that's right, 0.2 of a pound. But hey, it's a loss. And I'm excited for that. And I'm also excited that my fitness journey is coming along real well. So this week I'm counting it as a win. How are you guys doing on your health journey? Why don't you let me know below in the comments how you're doing, or if you have any questions. So I guess I'll see you guys next week. Bye.